Hey everybody, it is Professor Parish, and we are on week 13 of English 109. So with this week, we are going to be concluding our narration section. So far, the narration drafts I've looked at in the discussion forum look really good. I'm going to be spending Sunday and Monday going through and reading those drafts that those of you that posted over the weekend and posted Friday night. I'm going to be looking over those Sunday night and Monday. So you should get feedback by Monday night from me on those papers. But it's going to be a pretty short week this week in terms of assignments. Should be very easy to get through. So let's go ahead and go to our assignments page and just see what we have there. So scrolling down to week 13. If you've not submitted your week 12 work, make sure you've done the reading response and the grammar review number 6, and that you've got your narration draft submitted for week 12. That's due tonight by 11:55 p.m. For week 13. There are 3 assignments here. One is pretty straightforward, and that's just turning in your narration draft. Again, I would please wait until I get back to you with some feedback. It should be Monday night at the latest, but after Monday night, you're free to go ahead and submit your narration paper if you want. You will get a chance to revise. This is the last paper you get a chance to revise. So the very last paper, paper number 4 that we do, is going to be due on finals day. So you won't get a chance to revise that paper, but we'll talk more about that when we get to it. But you can still revise the narration paper. So please make sure that by November 15th, you have that paper submitted in the Dropbox. The other 2 assignments are grammar review number 7 and then our discussion forum. I want to go ahead and pull up grammar review number 7. This grammar review is really straightforward. We're just talking about adverbs and adjectives. And adjectives, we've talked a little bit at the beginning of the semester about them. Adjectives, the page is 495 to 499 in your English skills textbook. Adjectives, they modify or possess nouns. So if you say that it's the shiny coat or the fluffy dog or something, fluffy and shiny, those are adjectives. They're describing nouns. They're describing people, places, and things. Whereas adverbs are describing the way that we do something. So if you say that you swam quickly or that you ran slowly or that you jogged gracefully, gracefully and slowly and quickly, those are all adverbs. Usually adverbs are pretty easy to tell because a lot of them end in ly. So if you see an ly word, that's an adverb, but they don't always have to end in ly. You could say, he was going to go run later. Later is an adverb in this case because it's describing when you're going to run. It's describing that verb. So just be aware of that. On pages 45 to 49, 499 and 495, they do go over some examples of adverbs and adjectives, but usually the ly is a real easy way to catch any adverbs. So what I want you to do for activity 2 here, numbers 1 through 5, is you'll write down the correct adverb or adjective that's needed for that question from your book. In activity 3, on page 498, you're going to write down whether we use well or good. This one may be hard because I feel like where we live in our geographic location, a lot of people say good when they should say well. I always think of a scene from 30 Rock where Tracy Morgan's character, he's like, Superman does good, you do well. It's like, it's great. But that's going to ask you which one you choose for that one. And then the last section is you're choosing the correct word or phrase for the sentence numbers 1 through 10. Now, numbers 1 through 5 are for credit, and numbers 6 through 10 are extra credit. So again, take advantage of this chance for extra credit. It's a really easy chance to get 5 extra credit points on this assignment, so please take advantage of that. But that's our grammar review number 7. We're getting closer to the end on those. Your narration paper is due. The grammar review and the narration paper are both due on Sunday. Your discussion forum, the posts are due Friday. The responses are due by Sunday. And I will show you all. By the way, we don't have any readings for this week. It's just this video, so you get a little break from reading out of the textbook. But looking at our discussion forum for week 13, we're prepping for our final paper, which is going to be about argumentation. And so what I would like for you to do is watch this video it's all about narrators. So we're kind of transitioning from narration into argumentation. So what I want to know in this video, and this is Lindsay Ellis working for PBS, she's talking about narrators and how we view the narrator in the story, which we just wrote a narration paper, so this is tying in pretty well with that. But I want to know, what is the difference between an unreliable and a reliable narrator? And Lindsay will go over this in her video. What is your favorite example that she discusses in the video? Is an unreliable narrator a good idea for a story or a bad idea? Would you use one in your own writing? Explain your answer. So pros and cons. Would you use an unreliable narrator? Why or why not? And then finally, Lindsay talks about how we ourselves can be unreliable narrators. Can you relate to her point? So she makes a really interesting observation about unreliable narrators and how we can be unreliable, which is something that we don't often think about. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts about that? And what do you think that has to do with the narration topic that she's talking about in this video? So a pretty interesting video and discussion forum for this week. I'm really curious to see what you all come up with for your answers, but the posts are due by Friday. Your responses are due by Sunday. But all together, everybody's doing well in the class. Just note, as we get into these last couple of weeks, I know Thanksgiving's coming up. I know Christmas break is coming up. Just stay consistent. Just stay on track. It's easy at this time of year to get distracted by everything that's going on, but you all are so close to being done. And so just keep doing what you're doing and keep on the assignments. Do the assignments early if you can. I know in the next couple of weeks we're going to talk about Thanksgiving break. There will be assignments that week of Thanksgiving, so I'll talk more about that then. It won't be anything crazy. but just stay on top of things. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. We also have a writing tutor on campus. Her name is Miss Lane. She's a retired English instructor, and she tutors not only English, but any other classes that you have. If you have questions about your papers or about any tutoring that you might want, her email is Joanna, Joanna, and then a period, Lane, Lane, @sic.edu. So feel free to give me an email. Feel free to send her an email if you have any questions or need any tutoring with English. So with that being said, that's all for this week. It's a nice little rounding out of our narration subject, and we're about to transition next week into argumentation, which is our last paper. I'm really excited to get on board and talk about that. So with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.